If you are feeling suicidal, it is likely that you have felt increasingly hopeless and worthless for some time. We humans have always craved for meaning in our lives, and rise of nihilism over the past century and disbelief in the concept of traditional God has given rise to absurdity in the lives of people. And at the times when they are spiritually down and frustrated, they don't find any solid ground to keep their feet on, and no leap of faith is there to give them hope in the darkest of times. We all crave answers to the big questions about life. Who are we? What is our purpose? Why are we here? How should we live? And so on. The meaning of life has been a big philosophical question since the beginning of time. Life is full of uncertainty and tragedy. It's easy to feel lost and confused. When we talk about absurdity in this meaningless universe, then there was one guy who saw that notion coming in our psyches many decades ago and wrote extensively on humanity's most enduring philosophical challenge. For Albert Camus, life is full of absurdity. Nevertheless, the realization of the meaningless and absurdity of life does not necessarily require suicide. Even though much of human existence on earth is grounded on the hope of tomorrow, yet this tomorrow comes only to bring about our nearness to the grave, which is the final enemy of earthly life. Albert Camus hereby maintained that resorting to suicide as a means of escaping the absurdity of life will surely imply a total failure on the part of the individual person. This then will amount to surrendering to absurdity instead of bringing meaning to life. Hence, he advocates a total revolt against the absurd, even though we have no sure hope of ultimate victory. As absurd has no meaning, man must firmly hold himself against and apart from it and revolt against it in all its entirety. Man can be able to hold himself apart from the absurd because he has the freedom to choose not to succumb to the absurdity or meaningless of life. With that freedom, man should possess some grace that will enable him give some sort of meaning to its existence. In order for man to remain true to the conditions of absurdity in which he undeniably finds himself, he must reject suicide and the leap to faith, and enter into that hopeless confrontation between man's questioning and the silence of the world. Thus, the most fundamental human act, which is the first decisive revolt against the meaninglessness of life, is to choose life and to establish it as the only necessary good. In other words, it is revolt that gives a man life, its value and meaning. According to Camus, a man must accept and seek to encounter the universe as it presents itself in absurdity. He encounters the universe out of strange love and the need for something in which he can place his hope. Rebellion in the face of absurdity finds hope in the beauty of solidarity, which is rooted in the dignity of man, namely, that there is value in human life. In the darkness of an apparently meaningless universe, Camus is presenting a new humanism. Do subscribe and hit the like button if you liked this video. And don't forget to share your favorite quote from Albert Camus in the comment section.